Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the iRacing Formula 3.5 Championship here at Suzuka International Racing Course. I'm Austin. I'm joined by Adam Hayfield with Dennis Branch here on Apex Racing TV. Adam, we are here at Suzuka, and after a little short drive away from Twin Ring Motegi and a very hair-raising race at Twin Ring Motegi that came down to the wire of Ever Samborski, we are back here in Japan for well, Suzuka now, and you know, the fight between Ever Samborski and James J. Pinsker, well, it really heated up last round. Are we going to be seeing things escalate between these two some more?
Things can escalate anymore. It got pretty hot and tasty last week. Unfortunately, I couldn't join you in the box, but I was at home watching with great intent. Those two really battled hard right down to the last, and then we had some controversy in the last corner. I'd love to see something similar tonight with the opportunity to commentate over it.
I love seeing some close racing without contact, I must say. Heading over there, some good, clean racing. But yeah, these two were definitely racing hard with each other, and also the fight through the field as well. We have some few new names in here, some regulars returning. Masafumi Aburame, he's making his return back into the series. Haven't seen them for a while in his home race. Yuki Shirakawa is also back as well. Atmica as well, making their return. Some good names being seen, some other names hopping away, and always nice to see a few people hop in here, as that's Coyd getting a little spinny out there. Coming out of turn 1, we're currently looking at Daniel Gallus on his qualifying lap.
Yeah, the top 5 from last week are still all in here. Pinsker and Samborski, obviously, Burns, Sieg and Ponic. Let's see if they can qualify near the front and repeat those top 5 positions from last week.
And speaking of the Burns, I do have a little bit of information on the Burns. It's not brothers. It's father and son. It's actually a father and son team that they drive together. I have a full-on email from them, and I'm trying to find it now. It was a very nice email that they sent me, so I'm just trying to find it because, you know, I saved it so. Oh my gosh.
You're going to tell us they invited you around for dinner, aren't you?
No, I wish they did. No. I like food, okay? The way to my heart is to my food. Yeah, okay. Jamie Bird. It's actually a father and son team, Jamie being the father. And he talked about his car and how the car colors were actually the football club he supported. He had to take all of the logos off, but that's why the cars are kind of like that. So Jamie Byrne, the father. But it looks like the father and son team are actually not here this week. Theodore Burns is, though. Theodore Burns, university student and, well, former university student, races in the collegiate racing league as under the alumni banner. So, you know, getting to know a lot of them over the weekend as well.
Samborski's just going over the line, taking third. No, he's taken the lead. I correct myself immediately. A 1:42.2 with just 2 minutes left to qualifying.
Yeah, great lap by Samborski. Coyd in second place. Only had one valid lap as we saw him spinning out of turn 1. Was really pushing. James A. Pinsker sitting in third. This is Matsufume Aburame. Last lap opportunity to improve on his lap time. He's improved in most of the sectors. Comes across the line. Does not improve on the position. Stays in 6th place, but does put down a faster 1:43.0. This is Juana de la Fuente in 18th. Heading around Spoon.
The exit of Spoon is so tricky. Getting the nose back in and picking up that second apex. I've got to say I struggle with that every time, so I was impressed with his line through there.
Yeah, and he's had a very solid lap. His first lap was 5 seconds off the pace, so he might have had a little bit of a spin out there, or he did have a spin out there, and you know, oh no, oh, he gave up on it. Oh no, that's Atmica in the wall.
Trouble all over the road.
Yeah, trouble all over the road. This is James J. Pinsker, purple in a few sectors, cutting the corner. Right there, getting up all the curb, trying to get more. Right now, he set a few purple sectors. This time, does that get him pole position? Yes, it does. The 142, 111. And Mr. Number 2 is in number 1.
Didn't leave anything on the tail there. All the curves through the chicane, and then hugging the grass and right down to the wall.
He really sent it through there. And that was a beautiful lap by James J. Pinsker. And it's a championship 1-2 starting 1 and 2. Yeah, I feel my heart's just started pumping again. Like, I'm already excited to see this. James J. Pinsker and Evan Samborski started 1 and 2 at Twin Ring Motegi. They're going to be starting 1 and 2 again here at Suzuka. Are we going to be seeing another showdown on the last lap between these two, or are we going to be seeing a little bit surprise? Sun Coyd will be starting behind them in 3rd place, followed by Path Vastaviv, Theodore Birds, Vastaviv Amirame, Pa Jofuro, Mark J. Ponick, Cal Young, Jason Sieg, Matt Michaelia, Atmica, Michaeli, Atmica, Jamie Byrne in 12th place. There's Jamie. Luvic Rancon, Daniel Freckleton, Oliver Kwaka, Daniel Gallus, Marcos Alacron, Tuanta de la Fuente, Yuki Shirakawa and Dennis Cornu didn't set a lap time, but they'll be starting at the back of our 20-car grid here at Suzuka. Well, I gotta say, one of the best racing circuits in the world, or the best racing circuit in the world.
Yeah, an absolute classic. It's no wonder that all the drivers turn up when any S-Series turns up here. I think we've got 3 splits, this obviously being the top split. Yeah, it's an old school track. Plenty of flow to it. Different from Motegi. It's an international track, just like Motegi, but the flow is so different here.
Yeah, Motegi, Motegi and Suzuka, they share a little bit similarities, but they are just so different in every single way. And that's what I love about Japanese tracks. Not the Japanese tracks, they're very similar. They each have their own uniqueness to it. I know Fuji Speedway, I've always asked for Fuji to come onto iRacing, which is personally my favorite Japanese track out there. But Suzuka is a close second. We're going to find out how these drivers take to Suzuka. So we go to green. It's an amazing start by all the top 4. We have one driver that just fell down the field right there. But it's a great start. Samborski looking down the inside piece here, holding around to the outside, heading into turn 1. Andy Samborski, Samborski spins it, and the 2 championship leaders have made contact. Samborski lost it onto the inside and got to Enter Samborski. There's chaos across the field right there. Cars all over the place. Andy Samborski getting back onto the field ahead of James J. Peaser. Soon Coyd takes the lead, followed by Paz Vashlev and Masumi Abrami in 3rd. Mark Ponte is in 4th, followed by Cal Yogichin. Atmika is in 7th, and there's chaos all over the place. Theodore Burns fell down to 8th place. Ludwig Rankon is up there, but chaos as Eddie Samborski and James J. Peaser make contact. And I think Samborski might have pulled off and let James by, accepting that he was the one at fault. Oh, well, that's also why he's missing a front nose.
Yeah, he's not going much further tonight. Oh, that was
so
close.
Gosh, and there's more chaos up ahead.
That's else on the second Degner.
That's La Fuente off there, and oh my gosh. Well, this is not what you wanted to happen. What happened at the end of Twin Ring Motegi, contact between the 2 championship leaders by a netcode. Well, it happened again, but by the back of everybody crashing. Oh my goodness, that is just you hate to see those mistakes that cause more mistakes, and you know, everybody just trying to be safe. Some people checking up and some people charging around, and then it's a massive contact, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, Paul's in the pits now. I think he might have got collected in the second incident. That first incident he had all on his own. Somehow everyone managed to avoid it.
Yeah, he was the one who hit Samborski's wing.
Yeah, the second time.
Yeah.
So not a good start.
Yeah, not a good start for Paul, Yuki Shirakawa, Dennis Cornu, and Eddie Samborski. They all went into the pits, but La Fuente, Jamie Berg, Dylan Frickleton, James A. Pinsker, I could say were all involved in there. And a few more cars, but oh my gosh, a lot of people are going to be a little bit cross about that start.
3 laps in now, Coyd leading the way. Nearly 2-second gap to Vasiliad in second, who's chased by Ponik, followed by Abram and Young. They're all spread up about a second between them at the moment. Maybe that's the nature of this circuit, though. You just get those little gaps that you can't quite follow, certainly through the snake in the first sector.
Jamie Byrne heads into the pit lane. I think he's actually towed into the pit lane. He did tow into the pits. He had a little bit of an incident. So Suzuka, you know, a lot of people love Suzuka, but this track, she will bite you when you aren't looking.
Yeah, it's narrow. There's no real room for error around here. As we watch Sieg now in the middle of this group chasing Atmaka down.
Jason Sieg heading around Spoon, and yeah, we were saying on how Spoon is really tricky to get that nose in there. It has that curve on the outside, and you just see all these drivers just getting all the way out to that curb, and you know, they just clip it just a little bit, and that can easily send the car around, or you know, they just take it a little bit too easy and they lose a lot of pace through there. Good fight for 10th place Ollie Kwaka and Daniel Gallas. Kwaka looking around the outside, heading into the triangle chicane. You have a good switchback opportunity right here.
Yeah, Gallus went defensive there, but he got a good exit. Good driving.
Yeah, great drive. Quokka really attacked the pits as James Napier is heading into the pit lane. Looks like he did have some damage after all on that car. I don't see any damage on that car to my eye. He might have side pod damage, though, on the right side of his car. So he's heading into the pit lane. And Eddie's out there on track. Eddie could pass Samborski if James is getting repaired. But no, he stopped into the pits to see if he had damage and then pulled back out again. So he unchecked everything on his car to see if he had some repairable damage. And it looks like he does not. But I do believe he might have some side pod damage on the right side of his car. And that's why he went into the pits to see if... he feels unnaturally slow, and that's why he decided to go into the pits, see if he had anything to repair. But, oh yeah, if you look at the right side of the car, that's it's a little bit scratched up.
I'd agree with that. The straight lines are not so straight anymore on that right side.
Yeah, and knowing Eddie is... knowing James, he likes his line straight.
As we catch up again with Gallus still holding off Croker here, although that wasn't the best of exits. Croker coming up under his rear wing, got the slipstream, and he takes it to the outside as we approach 130. Is he going to keep it around the outside?
Oh, he's got DRS activated, goes around the Oh, easy. He made that move right there. Now, I know some of the top guys like Tim Delisle, he used to take 130R flat out with DRS. When I saw that clip, I just couldn't believe it. But you could definitely do 130R flat out with DRS. Now, I want to see if they can still do that. Again, I don't know if they can, but, you know, back in the, I guess last year when we were watching Tim Delisle just absolutely masterfully head through 130R, it was just a beauty of a overtaking move. To see both of them charge through 130R with DRS, oh my gosh, just that's just car control and confidence in the car.
Yeah, I feel like that should come with a don't do this at home kind of warning. Only for the pros.
Only for the pros, and not for the commentator who tries everything he sees in the race immediately after it. Eddie Samborski has had a issue heading into Spoon. Saw him get into the grass on the entry, got into the curb, and yep, just as I said, that curb will bite you if you just look at it a little bit nasty. She'll come at you.
Yeah, I find it's normally the grass on the entry there. I know I can certainly catch the grass every time on entry. It's an easy one just to slip a little bit wide, but clearly you can get wide through the middle as well and pick up what is AstroTurf just the other side of that curbing.
Matsumi Aburame sitting on board of him, heading into 130R. Looking for that inside line. Had it shake up right there, but he's got a good opportunity. Does not send it down the inside. Sells a fakie. Mark Plonick just seemed like he was buying any sort of cookies from Matsumi Aburame right there, but a great opportunity charge right there at his home race. Looking for third place. Big swing onto the outside by Mark Plonick. Aburame looking down the inside. Here comes Aburame, sending it into turn one. Aburame, P3. So Japanese 1 and 3 right now at their home race. Shirakawa, unfortunately, was involved in there, so the Japanese 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2 won't be happening because I believe Koid, the flag does say he's Japanese, but I believe he might be from Korea. If I'm remembering this right. I am not, don't quote me 100% on this.
No, we'll hedge our bets on that one, shall we? As we saw Siege making the same move on Alcron into the first corner, just getting that slipstream and grabbing it before the turn-in point.
You know, I see Shine might be in the chat, and Shine, he is a part of the Garage team, the one that Aburame and Yuki Shirakawa are on, and I know they all are kind of in with each other, and so I think he might be a part of. He is a part of him. I don't know if he's Korean or Japanese. Oh no, Aburame's had an issue. Aburame's fallen down the field. Oh, Spoon takes another victim.
It's the tricky one tonight, isn't it? Claiming multiple victims so far.
Aburame.
Let's see how he's managed it.
In Spoon had a great lead, got onto the curb. Oh, got onto the curb. It was just too much mustard off the exit of Spoon. He was storming through that corner, and he just over-rotated the car right there. And, well, he's got more cars to overtake now for Masafume. But it's Mark Ponick back into third, and he's got Cal Young behind him.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that was him picking up the throttle or he just had too much momentum in it. It sent him round from the back.
It looked like too much momentum. The slow spin of the car made it look like it was too much momentum, because I think he had the throttle on constantly through there. But the back end just slowly went out instead of the instant go out with too much mustard. So that was just too much momentum, and you hate to see those.
Well, he's going to fight back now. I can see him trying to reclaim at least sixth from here. I think he's got about 5 seconds to Burns and Atmaka up the road. I imagine he'll get at least that high again. Oh, although he almost loses it into the first Degner there. Just a little bit of understeer, I think, and caught it before it snapped on him. Down into the hairpin, slowest part of the track. Pick up your apex and fire out. Still in the slipstream of Gallus. And approaching Spoon again now. This is his bogey corner. Let's see if he makes it through here. All right, this time. Still following, guys. Yeah, that's a much smoother line through there. And he's picked up the slipstream now. Let's see if he can claim a position before 1:30.
That's okay. That's how I know. I remember Soon Koi's name. He is Japanese. He is a Japanese driver at his home race and home racetrack. He's the FIA Honda Formula 4 driver for Formula Dream Project. So real life driver out there showing his skills out there on track. And, he's joined a few races in the past, and I'm glad to see him back out there today. But he's doing a masterful drive out there, Soon Koi, at his home race. He is Japanese. I had to go deep into the archives, aka the iRacing driver profile.
Yeah, he's did a good job, obviously, surviving the first man, and now he's showing us his mettle, what he's about, with a 5.5 second lead over Vasiliev.
Absolutely, he is, and first part survive, second part just go. We saw this in the last broadcast here on Apex Racing TV with the Apex Racing Academy VRS F3 Super Series, where we had drivers who are not usually in the lead, and they are in the lead, and they just said, hey, when I just got into the lead and there was a gap behind me, I just put my head down and I just went. And that's what Sunkoi's doing right here.
Yeah, it's not always the easiest thing to do, especially if it's one of your first times out in the lead of these kind of series. You can quickly have errors creep in as you try to keep it constant, and then maybe it starts to creep. But if he's a real-world driver, I don't expect that to affect him much tonight.
Yeah, Spoon is always going to be there, but when you drive this track in real life, you just know the track, and it's just constant right there. But it's great to see him out there, and absolutely wonderful, wonderful drive that he's putting on right now. Still early on in the race. We still got 2/3 left on the race right now. We still got a great fight for third place between Ponick and Young.
Yeah, these two have come up from 8th and 9th on the grid, so they've also made their way through the melees and are now looking to pick up a podium, one of them.
Yeah, they're fighting for that podium. Also behind him, Theodore Burns. He just set his personal best lap of a 1:44.66. He's behind Cal Young right there. Just about a second, but, he's 0.8 faster last lap as Atmaka, car behind him, goes sliding through the Degnas and into the wall.
Enters the shot backwards there. That's the way to enter your shot.
Yeah, that's a
unless of course you wish to finish the race.
Unfortunately, style points right there. But yeah, that is something you don't want to see. As here is the replay of Atmaka heading into Degna 1, and I feel like he's just overshot Degna hit that inside curb, and they got onto the outside curb. Car went around, and that's where we saw him enter the shot backwards. That's a damaged rear wing as well, so he's going to be struggling to keep that car planted.
These Formula cars are a little bit too stiff on the suspension to be taking quite that much curb into the first Degner.
Yeah, it's we've seen some incidents with curbs causing incidents in very tightly suspended Formula cars. These things are not designed for bumps, and if you ever seen this series at Suzuka, you'll understand why the car is really unpredictable over bumps, and you know, there's a reason why we stopped going to Sebring, but for some reason we still go there every now and again. I know Eddie Samborski is a little bit always around there. For a second, I saw James Apines here hop into the interview waiting area, and I was going to drag him in there, but he's still out there on track, and I feel like he might he's definitely bored. I can tell you that. He's damaged right now, and he's definitely not happy. And he's losing time to Eddie Sam. What is he doing?
That was a 47.3 there.
I think James, he is limping around. He's limping around the circuit right now. And Eddie is closing in on him. Samborski just did a 3-second time faster. When those two get close to each other, we might want to take a look at it. Just saying.
So ding ding.
Championship rivals, incident, not happy at each other. The drama meter is up. Even if it's fake drama, it's still up and people want to see that. Mainly me.
I'm just wondering if Pinsker can catch up to Fuente before the end of the race.
No. His last lap was a 47, while Fuente's last lap was a 46. He is losing time to La Fuente. Unless La Fuente has an incident, I don't think James is going to be catching anybody. As look at this switchback. Quokka defensive on the switchback as Ludwig is trying to catch him up right there. You see the defensive line down to the inside to right on board of Daniel Gallus behind Ludwig in the fight for 7th. Actually, the fight for 6th place. Quokka's just up ahead, heading into turn 1. Ludwig's got a good charge. Not going to catch him heading into the S's. Yuki Shirakawa's off. Is that Shirakawa? That is Shirakawa.
Well, what part of the track are we on there?
Oh, that was the S's. We just went through there. Is this Degna? Oh, yeah, it was the second part of the S's. And, it's just the back end got around on him. And hard into the wall. That is wing damage right there. As Quokka, Ludwig got a little bit wide, got onto the curb on the exit of Degna too. And that's giving Quokka a little bit of advantage. Now Ludwig under pressure by Gallus.
Yeah, had to go defensive into the hairpin just to maintain his position. There are 6 cars in this battle. I think it's our best battle on track. Gallus gets in close and he's looking up the inside.
Oh, good opportunity right there, but it's not going to call home. But he's definitely going to be getting a great opportunity on the exit of Spoon. He's going to have that draft. You see DRS being activated by Ludwig Rankon. Daniel Gallus activating DRS as well. Daniel looking down the inside. He's going to have to back off right there. Ludwig holds it around the outside as this 3-way fight for 7th place goes on, and there's contact in the chicane. It looks like Gallus got onto the grass, just a little bit of lost control, or he's just misjudged the braking point, but big contact right there. And a big crash for Rankon and Gallus. Here's that replay. Okay, yeah, Daniels just went later on the brakes, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, that is some bad netcode.
There's some netcode in there.
Heck, you could fit a Toyota Camry sideways in between those cars.
That's unfortunate for both parties. No one really to blame when there's that much netcode at play.
Yeah, Shirakawa's entered back into the pit lane. Fight for 3rd, Mark Pontick, Cal Young, and Theodore Burns.
Yeah, Ponic's had a few guys coming to him tonight. 3 or 4 cars have crept up onto his back, but he's seen them all off. I think it might be his vicious swerving on the main straight that's putting them off.
Yeah, when you see drivers swerving on the main straightaway, I know some leagues ban it, the multiple swerves. I know in real life it's kind of hit and miss with the rule. But, you know, he's just doing that really to stay in... well, yeah, just to break away the draft. Theodore Burns gets an amazing run, looking down the inside. The downforce racing driver into 130R. Beautiful move down to the inside, Theodore Burns.
Aims the spot, very nice. And he's immediately under Ponic now. Let's see if he can get
immediately after
Ponic in the next lap.
Great race and drive by Theodore Burns. And while heading into 130R, that car is a little bit looser in the suspension-wise because it just looked like the floor was completely sealed off at heading into these corners. The car likes to lean into that corner. And heading to the bank corner at turn 1, I think the floor is sealing itself off into these corners. So you really got that car set up absolutely dialed in perfectly around the entire track to just get that floor to seal itself off. Are we seeing a... I really want to know if that's what he went for. It's just... That's just how the track undulates. That's just happening naturally. But it's just really interesting fact that I saw that.
So Fuente takes position off Freckleton there. These two fighting over 13s ahead of Samborski and Pinsker.
Eddie Samborski, new fastest lap. The 144.05. 144.05. I'm surprised that's the fastest lap of the race. James A. Pinster's last lap was a 146.03. 7 seconds between Samborski and James. And so I feel like in a few laps, we might see a little bit of a exchange of thoughts between them.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in about 3 laps.
I'm pretty sure they've already had the exchange of thoughts already. We know James Pinsker had a incident, but Samborski, you know, is the cause of that damage. And Coyd, Sin Coyd, the real-life driver, puts it into a 143.886. New fastest lap of the race, and, well, still the lead of the race. Increases that lead to 6.7 seconds. Mark Ponick defends onto the outside, leaves that inside line open for Theodore Burns to try to send it down to the inside. But that outside entry heading into turn 1 is just so powerful.
Yeah, Burns now going to have to follow him all the way up to the hairpin at least before he gets another chance, and probably we're going to be back down the back straight into 130R before he can pull off a good move.
Yeah, there's a draft in the got performance on the braking, and Spoon. You can never count out Spoon.
Aberami, meanwhile, our third Japanese driver, after Shirakawa has left the track surface, now driving in 7th, still chasing down.
Shirakawa's still on the track. Shirakawa is still driving around. He's down there in 18th. We saw him off in turn 1. Very unfortunate drive for him. We saw Aberame have an issue as well. It was contact, right?
There's been too much contact.
It was Spoon. It was Spoon. And, Kwaka taking a lot of curb at Spoon. Just like Masafame just did, well, a few laps ago when he was sitting in 3rd place. And Aberame, he is locked in that draft right now, looking for a 130R. Oh, that was getting spicy on there. Is selling a fake. I definitely bought it. Looking down the inside, not going for that move. Just going to stay in the gearbox of Oliver Kwaka. And, too much mustard off the...
Everyone jump on the brakes.
That's a checkup and a half right there. Aberame. Well, this is too much mustard visualized. Gets onto the curb, and you see the car is already rotating and almost makes contact. And you see the 9 of Marcos Alicron slamming onto the brakes. And if you're looking at Alicron's car, you're noticing something different. He doesn't have an engine cover on that car.
Yeah, clearly needs some extra cooling on that one today.
Oh, yeah. It's looking like a absolute hot rod engine as Ludwig has had an issue as Daniel Gallus has gone around him. Ludwig has fallen down to 10th, and he's going really slow. I'm expecting a spin out of turn 1. Survey
Let's
says...
see if your predictions right.
Exit of turn 1. Tank slapper into the grass, goes around. It's out of turn 1. I'll take that. But unfortunate for Ludwig Rakon.
Yeah, no full pirouette there, so
Sam Borski is now 2 seconds behind James J. Peens here. You want to ride on board with Sam Borski as he's charging down James. Yeah, heading into Degna 1 and 2. Underneath the bridge, there's James up ahead. James struggling with side pod damage from that lap 1. Unfortunate crash with Edward Samborski, the 2 championship leaders. They had contact at the end of the race. Netcode contact between each other. James said he just fully sent it. What else was he going to do? Take it or not charge back, or go for it? And he decided to go for it. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of netcode contact on Eddie's wheel. Got into the grass. Almost came across the track and hit James. And, well, if you're not in the Apex Racing TV Discord and listening to the driver's reaction after the race, it was a little bit heated in the interview room as well. So I'm interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, will Samborski feel a little bit guilty for that incident early? Will he just follow Pinsker home?
Knowing Eddie, if he knows that he's at fault, he will put his hands up to say that, and it was a self-spin. So I feel like he's apologized to James, but he does have the pace to top James, and James is really putting the hammer down right now. He just set a personal best of 1:45.45 with a damaged car. Now, it's still a second slower than Eddie Samborski, and I feel like these two are going to still fight each other, even out on track.
There's no chance of them catching Fuente, but Freckleton is coming back towards them. I wonder if Freckleton's also picked up damage, as Coyd sets a new fastest lap of 1:43.8.
Freckleton has had an issue. I'm not sure what's happened. And there's Freckleton right there. Actually, no, that's not Freckleton. It's somebody else. I'm going crazy, am I? There's no car.
No, that's Freckleton in front of them. The 3 of them in a line now.
It is Freckleton. What's happened to Freckleton? There's Samborski behind James Peens here. There's Dylan Freckleton. Freckleton going extremely slow. And, oh, look at the front wing on Dylan Freckleton. Pinsker going down to the inside. Samborski going down to the inside. And they're going to be side by side heading into 130R. Samborski's going to back off right there. But Samborski off the exit. Is he going to look down the inside? No, he is not.
He has decided to follow Pinsker home. I'd follow him at 2 or 3 seconds gap just in case of an error.
I know James, he doesn't do errors that much, but Samborski, he wants to go. He wants those championship points, and he's sending it down to the inside, turn 1. Pinsker chops the nose.
Yep, so any idea of following him home, he's going for it.
He's going for it. Both of them are going for it. This is Hamilton versus Alonso at Hungary. Pinsker in the slower car, damaged car, defending from Eddie Samborski. Samborski looks down the inside. Pinsker chops the nose right there. A little bit of frustration built up between these two championship rivals. Heading into Digna 1 and 2.
Just a little bit deep in there from Samborski. Just missed his apex. It's not costing him much, but he's not going to have an opportunity into the hairpin now.
Yeah, he's not going to send it into the hairpin right there. Almost made contact on the hairpin apex. But Samborski behind James J. Pinsker after making contact. Pinsker with side pod damage. The 2 championship rivals battling with each other. And James doing an amazing defensive battle through Spoon. Takes a lot of off-track extra activities right there through Spoonie. Here comes Samborski. Samborski DRS. And like a cakewalk, walks past James J. Pinsker. Showing that top speed right there. Heading into 130R. Pinsker falls behind of Eddie Samborski. And, well, Eddie and, oh, James getting a little spicy heading into the chicane. Well, he may be down, but he's definitely not out. But that was a very intense fight between these two. And I don't think it's over.
Now as well. I think he's going to look into turn 1, is he? Decides better against it. And
yeah, he's got a damaged car. He's got a damaged car, and I don't think pushing your luck would be the best advice with that that car right there. It'd be great for us, and not great for my heart and my lungs. Be great for
let's
YouTube.
look at a less stressful battle now. Ponick and Young still following each other, 3rd and 4th place. Now, without the cars stacked behind them, Burns another 8 seconds back in 5th. But Ponick, I think, has been wearing out his rear mirrors. He's been looking at them all race long.
And Mark Ponick definitely, I feel like, yeah, those mirrors are definitely going to be getting a nice, good wax after this race. He's definitely been treating them pretty well. Look at that defense down to the inside. Then once they get to the straightaway, he flings the car all the way out to the left, knowing, okay, he has a draft, but I want to go for my preferred line, which is around the outside. And I feel like he's just setting himself up for that primary line to continue to pull away from Cal Young heading into turn 1.
Yeah, it's not like he's moving back and forth, so it's perfectly legal to do it that way, just one quick move across the track. And also, the quicker he moves it, I think the more likely he is to break the draft momentarily for Young.
Exactly. He's been doing it exactly at the same point, too. As soon as they cross under the gantry, he swings it over to the left-hand side. Kind of want to talk to him. It's like, were you always planning on moving at that direction?
Samborski now sets another fastest lap, 1:43.5 now.
And now I'm going to expect Sin Koi to break that. Because they've been trading fastest lap battles. As here is our race leader, Sin Koi.
Yeah, making his way through the Casio triangle.
Yeah, Casio
2 laps
triangle.
left on his run to the win.
I just love this part of Suzuka. It's just fast into the chicane. 1:43.7. Personal best is not going to be the fastest lap. 2 laps to go for Sin Koi and the 465 Garage team.
Yeah, lap times like that, though, leaves in no doubt that he thoroughly deserves this win.
Yeah, absolutely deserved. Didn't take pole position. He qualified in 3rd, but he, lucked out at the start of the race as Dylan Freckleton had a little bit of an off track. He's been overtaken by Jamie Byrne. And Freckleton, he's still driving around with that janked up front wing.
Yeah, just looking to get to the end now, isn't he?
Yeah, 2 laps to go. I don't think he doesn't find the need to head into the pits. He is losing a lot of time, but I feel like he just wants to get to the end of this race and not deal with it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Coyd comes round on him now. He's a minute and a half behind Coyd. And doesn't want to get in the way of the leader before the end. That's Samborski again. He's just hot lapping now. Sets a 1:43.4 this time round.
Eddie Samborski definitely pushing it. As the 465 Garage team put us in chat, the first Japanese winner in the iRacing Formula 3.5 broadcast. I would have to say I think it belongs to Masafumi Aburame, but actually I feel like Aburame has the first podium, and Sun Koid takes the white flag. Yeah, this could be a historical race. Sun Koid could become the first iRacing Formula 3.5 Japanese race winner in Suzuka. So also at his home track. So yeah, it's definitely a stat as Burns has had an issue. Theodore Burns falls down to 7th. And he's being caught by Aberame. Aberame around the outside.
At one point, he was challenging for the podium. In fact, a couple of points.
Oh, this is tight. Aberame trying to hold it around the outside, around turn 1. Burns down to the inside. Aberame. Oh, no! Too much mustard off the exit, and Aberame. Back end kicks out. Alacron takes 7th as Burns stays in 8th. Aberame falls to 9th. Oh, no.
Boys, that's not how you want to end your night. Burns has been in the wars, though, tonight. I think he's been challenging for the podium a couple of times, and it's got thrown away not once or twice, but I think 3 or 4 times. Coyd on his final lap. Does lap Freckleton as expected, through 1:30 off the final time. Final break through the chicane. And now just a quick short squirt to the line. Coyd comes across the line and takes his first victory in this series. Brilliant drive from Coyd out there. Vasiliev is going to finish in second, about 10 seconds behind. Comes across in a lonely second, ultimately. Oh, and we've got a battle between Cal Young and Ponick. Ponick! Yes, he holds him off. Through the chicane.
What a great hold. Mark Ponick, who's been defending all this this entire race for Cal Young. They've had an absolutely fantastic drive here. So Oliver Kwaka takes 5th place. And Eddie Samborski is often spooted. Oh, where's James? There's James. There's James right there. James Dave here. Well, he's not going to have the top speed to catch Eddie Samborski, but I feel like he might have got a little bit excited right there seeing Eddie often spoon. As Ludovic Randicon takes 10th place. De La Fuente in 12th. There's Samborski. A unfortunate start for Samborski and James Dave here. At that spin at the start, Samborski is going to be finishing ahead of James right there. And, you know, there's definitely going to be some words about that. But a historical race here today. Sid Coyd's first win here in the Apex Racing TV's broadcast of the Formula 3.5 Championship. And I believe the first Japanese victory in the broadcast series. So a new country flag will be waving over that top step of the podium. And a new anthem. We really need anthems to be played at these broadcasts, but, you know, that could get into all sorts of craziness right there. iRacing, please have podium celebrations. That'd just be awesome.
Yeah, but don't leave it in the hands of the commentators to line it up.
Well, here is our race results. Sin Coyd dominated performance out here today. 12 seconds finishing ahead of Pat Vasiliev and takes the win. First win for them, followed by Mark Ponick, Cal Young, Oliver Kwaka, Jason Sieg, Marcos Alacron, Theodore Burns, Matsumi Aberame, Ludovic Radicon, Daniel Gallas, Juana De Fuente, Edward Samborski, and James Painsker. Championships top 2. Contact between the two. We're going to see on how these two end up with each other. And they're followed by Jamie Burns, Dylan Ferguson, Dennis Cornu, Yuki Shirakawa, Mikali Atmiko, and Paul Jofaru at the end of our grid. And, you know, we saw what happened with them.
Yeah, Samborski's just jumped into the chat now. Blaming late braking and oversteer.
Well, I just got a DM from James. If you interview me, I will say something spicy. So let's interview Paz Vasiliev, who finished in 2nd place. Pavel, how you feeling after that? You started in 4th place, and you had eyes on probably the biggest incident so far of this season.
Yeah, it's first of all, it's pretty cool to be here to finish on a podium. It was a long time coming. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Ed and James. really nothing James could have done there. It looks like it was tricky track conditions today. Track was really greasy, and on cold tires had made a mistake, it looked like, and taken out James. So unlucky for them, but I'll take that. It's obviously benefited me a lot, and yeah, managed to bring in P2.
Yeah, you brought it home in second place here today. And yeah, the tricky track conditions. You want to talk about the track conditions? Were there any spicy moments just trying to control the car? We saw a lot of incidents at Spoon. Did you have any problems at Spoon out there today?
Yeah, I did actually. On the last lap, I had a bit of a half spin, a bit of
Oh,
a
no.
moment. Yeah, so I was terrified, but actually I was terrified the whole race because the previous race that I did, the track conditions were very similar, and I was leading. I was leading by 10 seconds, and I binned it on lap 19 in Degna 2. And Degna 2 is well, both Degnas are incredibly hard with these track conditions. Really easy to make a mistake. So I'm not surprised. Yeah, a lot of people had issues there, but yeah.
Yeah, Degna 1 and 2 and Spoon were very hot spot for mistakes. And turn 1, the track conditions were definitely very tricky out there. It was, it seemed like it. And I'm very excited to see how this performance keeps on going because, you know, Suzuka and Twin Ring Motegi, very high speed technical course. Now we're going to it next week. It is a very different track for the Formula 3.5s, Long Beach. How you feeling about that?
Well, actually, I'm gonna focus on Daytona 24 next week. So unfortunately, it's gonna be a miss for the Long Beach. Although I would like to try it. I've never raced on this track, even though it's been on iRacing for a few seasons now. Obviously, being a street circuit, it's gonna be very difficult. I think there is practically no margin for error there. So yeah, I expect a bit of a carnage, and those who manage to keep the track, keep the car in one piece, are gonna benefit a lot. So
Well, we wish you luck in the Daytona 24-hour race, and yeah, good luck there. And you know, if you ever decide to see Long Beach for yourself, I wish you luck there for that as well. But Pavel, congrats on P2. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
yeah, absolutely. Want to first of all thank you guys for keeping up with broadcast. It's always a pleasure to watch it back. Want to thank all the men and women at the Atomic Racing Discord, and yeah, all the competitors today. As always, we're bringing in one of the best, let's say, series in the open wheel community. So it's good to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's good to have your support out there as well for the Formula 3.5 series. Congrats on the P2, and we hope you have a great week.
Thanks, guys. Catch you later.
And Adam is standing by with Mark Ponick.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to the booth.
Hey.
Oh, Mark, are you there?
I am.
Ah, perfect. So, what a race for you, finishing in third overall from 8th on the grid. Just talk us through it.
Yeah. No one's more surprised than I am. That's the simple way of putting it. We had a race earlier today with James and Pav as well, and I sort of came about the win because of other people spinning. And I'd mentioned to James before the race, I'm just gonna have a fun one. I don't care if I qualify mid-pack. I can't beat that last result. Then here I am. So a whole lot of luck, I think, from other guys. Unfortunately, not finishing, but man, that was rough. That was a right from start to finish. I don't think I had more than a second gap to the guy behind me the whole time.
Yeah, we mentioned it in commentary. We think you were probably wearing out your rear view mirrors. How was that looking backwards more than forwards for most of that race?
Oh, it's horrendous. I absolutely hate that. I wanted to just turn my mirror off, and if they hit me, they hit me. Big damn deal. Yeah, I've never had, where you're just so concerned about tripping up on any corner at all, because that'll cost you a position. Yeah, I'd rather have guys in front of me than behind me, that's for sure. Which I know sounds weird, but I think you know what I mean.
Definitely easier to chase, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I think tonight, if we took a straw poll, I think at least half the drivers have had some kind of incident, either getting involved in something or spinning out themselves. How did you manage to keep it all on the straight and narrow?
It wasn't easy. Like Pav mentioned, the track conditions for some reason, especially the last two races, have been just horrendous. Like bizarre winds that are pushing you out of Spoon. So the second part of Spoon was always tough. Degner 2, which is never easy on any given day, was an absolute monster this time. Like I had a couple little slip ups. Fortunately, not enough to actually cost a position, but they're enough to, get you worried about who's got DRS, who's going to come flying up behind you, and so on. And then, at one point, well, the guys in the Discord channel, I said, guys, I never say this, but please, no more talk. Like, only what I need to hear if you're watching and you can help. But other than that, I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah, radio silence whilst I concentrate on this. We had
Yep.
Pav in the box saying that next week he's concentrating on the Daytona 24. Are we going to see you at Long Beach?
Yeah, you'll see me. I won't be smiling much. And yeah, well, it's a tough track. I remember the last time I was there, I think I got caught out in the bumpy parts, which I think I read they fixed. So if that's the case, then cool. It could be fun, but it's such a tight track. It's, I think it's probably the closest we'd ever get to Monaco, and I don't think anyone would ever say Monaco's a track they definitely want to run this car in. For fun, maybe, not for a race.
No. Right, well done tonight, and thanks for joining us in the box.
Yep, no problem. And if I can just quickly, just a quick thanks to Pensker for showing me the way to the podium. And he and Tom have been getting me quicker all week, so it definitely paid off. And then to Cal Young, that was a fantastic race, so much fun. I think we could have got ugly at the end, but total respect. Great race, bud.
And
Well,
Austin,
thank
do we
you.
have time for one more?
Well, I've been warned this might get spicy, but hey, I live for the spice, ladies and gentlemen. Well, your championship leader James J. Painter, he started up on pole, and well, we all saw what happened on lap 1. James, how are you feeling after that?
It was a great quali lap, and I'm very happy with the quali lap, and I'm very happy with pole position in this race. But unfortunately, the Edward Samborski has he's driven into the side of me, and I don't. Yeah, you look at it, and he's accelerated in the middle of the corner and spun it, and gone into the side of me. And then 3 corners later, he's crashed into other people. And then he's rolled across the track and crashed into more other people. And then at the end of the race, when I'm 2 seconds behind him, he's not going to sacrifice the 10 iRacing to let me through as a good act of kindness. He'll apologize for the incident, but then say, oh, it was caused by this or it was caused by this. And it's the reason why I was the last person of the front runners in this series, except the people in his own team, who allegedly he doesn't even share setups with people in his own team, but I can't confirm that. I was the last person who still respected him, and I was quickly falling away. After last week, when he tries to intentionally wreck me and then say, when I overtake him on the brakes, that's reportable and worth a ban, then this time he's gonna crash, and then he's gonna blame it on, it was my pedals, or my computer had electrostatic interference, or I got a screen freeze, or it's, I don't know, the 15th of January, which is like the anniversary of some incredible event, which means I'm not allowed to use my brake pedal or something like that. And then he'll crash into me, and he'll crash into everyone else, and it won't be his fault. And then someone crashes into him, or if it's a racing incident and they apologize, then it's the world against him. And this is the guy who's the community manager of the 3.5. He's a guy that a new guy turned up to this series in a broadcast, was doing really well, crashed with Samborski. Samborski screams at him in voice chat for 30 seconds, and we've never seen that guy again.
Okay, James. Unfortunately, we're running short on time. Next week's Long Beach. Are we going to expect to see you there, or are we going to be taking a week break for Daytona?
I won't be there. I probably don't drive Daytona either, but I won't be there because I don't like the track. Because I mean, Samborski makes the calendar; he decides these things, which I don't think is very fair. I'm sorry if I've ruined the mood a bit here.
No! It's just that we're running long on the broadcast, and we have to cut it short, unfortunately. But before we let you go, James, anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Ed Samborski. No, I'm joking. Good. Well done, Suncoid, on winning the race. I mean, I'm sure I'd have beaten him if I didn't get crashed into. But, you know, it was one of those days. It was one of those days.
All right. Well, thank you, James, for showing up and, staying in the race and, still going for it, even with a damaged car. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us here at the Formula 3.5 iRacing Championship here at Suzuka. We'll see you next week from Long Beach. I've been joined by Adam Hatfield with Dennis Branch in the production booth, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.